Yeah, good morning to one and all. So in this class we will be talking about the program compilation in C programming. So whenever you have the idea of writing a programming code in C programming, you also should have the concept of how to save it and how to compile it, so that you can check whether the desired output is being displayed on the screen or not. So for that you have to follow certain steps, right? And I will be telling you about the step by step procedure of how you start writing a C programming and how you save it, how you compile it, how you run it, and how you display the output on the screen. So we are having 5 steps here. Step number 1 is start writing a program. So whenever you are good at C programming, you will be trying to write some code in C, and for writing the code in C you have to open a software called as Turbo C. Step number 1 is opening the application called as Turbo C. So you should all understand that when we are talking about the translators in C programming, we have made a comparison of the translators and interpreters, and we had, after seeing the different points of compiler and interpreter, came to a conclusion like C compiler is the best one. That means it can be a easiest method, easiest way to execute the code within the given short time. So from that class I was been using a term called as C compiler and was not using anymore the term called as C interpreter. So now also we will be talking about the compiler only for writing the C programming code. So in that way you have to consider that the application for developing the code is Turbo C compiler. Right, step number 1 is done. Now when you are starting writing the program, you should have a base idea of the file name. Why? Because whenever you are giving a name to a file, on seeing the name of the file you should be able to guess, or you should be able to get some idea on the code you have written. I will be telling you some example, like suppose I write student.c, then here student should be the name of the file and .c is the format of the file. Example is like this, student.c. so this is the way I save the file. So when you are saving the file, the first part before the point is called as the name of the file, and the second two parts, that is the dot and c, is nothing but the extension or the format of the file. If at all you are writing .c, it is C programming file. If at all you are writing .cpp, CPP programming file. If at all you are writing .java, JVA, Java programming file. If at all you are writing .doc, then it is MS Office Word document. So in this way, based upon the extension, we can come to an conclusion that this is the particular format of a file. So here whenever you are saving the file, the name of the file should be reflecting the content of the file, and for saving the file you have to use a shortcut called as F2, right? So this is step number 2. Step number 2 is for saving a file. For saving a file we use F2, the short functional key F2. We have to use F2. So this is the second step to be written. So now once you start writing the code, you have to understand the program structure, whatever we have discussed in the earlier class, and try to include and try to write according to the program structure discussed, and irrespective of the size of the code, the compiler will be checking the errors. So now what we have to do is, once you are done with the program you want to write or you want to develop, then you have to check whether the code written by us is correct or not. You have to check whether the code is according to the defined statements or not. To check the code is according to the C library functions or not. So for that, what we have to do is we have to go into the step number 3 is compiling the program. Step number 3 is compiling the program, and this is done using a shortcut called as, we use alt plus F9. So this is the shortcut for compiling the code. Then once you have compiled the code, then you will be coming to a base idea like whether we have some errors, then you have to rectify the errors, and if at all you do not have any errors, then leave it as it is. Then you go for running the program. Step number 4 is running the program, and for running the program you will be having a shortcut running the program, and for running the program you will be having a shortcut called as control F9. Program control plus F9. So it is the program for running the it is the code for running the program. Then once you are ready with the program, then you have to display the output on the user screen, and that is done in the step number 5 using a shortcut called as alt F5. Step number 5 is displaying the output, okay, and for that we use a shortcut called as alt plus F5. So many of the teachers will be telling you these are the 5 steps which are used for program compilation, but we have one more step in program compilation, and that is for tracing. So using the tracing, you can easily understand that where the cursor is jumping from step to step. So cursor will be having the control over the program, and if at all we follow the cursor, we can easily understanding the logic through which the program is executed. And for tracing any C program, you will be using a shortcut called as F7, and whenever we are writing the code, we will be definitely talking about the step called as tracing the program. So for tracing the program, okay, so we will be using F7. So this is all about the concept of how you develop the program and how you compile the program and how you display the output in the C compiler. So this is all about today's class. In the tomorrow's class, we'll be talking more on the subject. Thank you.